Juneteenth isn't about freedom. Juneteenth is about a wrong that has happened to black people, the black slaves in America. People have taken this Juneteenth holiday and created a holiday because it's really not a holiday. Black people are actually not free. Because right after slavery, they had black codes that they implemented to prevent black people from seceding and practically forcing you back on the plantation. But I don't understand how they can bring up the topic of slavery without bringing up reparations. Slavery was over January the 1st, 1863. But they held these slaves an extra 2 years and almost 5 months. These slaves were not compensated. And reparations just has to be added because, hey, the way black people had to live, the way some of those black men, some of my ancestors looked, how they had to dress, how they presented themselves when they came across the lines, how they somehow escaped, crossed the enemy lines and made it over to the Union and joined the Union Army. Look how my people was dressed. And then you find out that when they made it over there, it wasn't that much better, the treatment, because it was still a white person. Black people are owed a lot. And when it comes to the talk about the 40 acres and a mule, the ones that did get it, the white people took it back or killed them. In any event, they took it back. So there's no way that we can have a real celebration. It's not about freedom. It's about them cheating us out of freedom. And they cheated us for 2 years and almost 5 months. And I know for a fact my people have not been compensated. They don't want to talk about slavery because they know. They have pictures. They saw and they see how black people lived. And they see the type of treatment that their own relatives gave to black people. And they're ashamed of it. That's why they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to see it because they themselves are ashamed of it. And they don't want to face it. And at the same time, they don't want to give up what they have. They want to hold on to what their pappies have gotten them through slavery. So slavery, you cannot talk about slavery without talking about reparations, which is something that they just refuse to give to black people. We already know about we talk about it too much, about the other people that has received reparations. No questions asked. Bam, hit a check, here you go. But when it comes to black people, they refuse to want to see black people rise up. I know that people would like for Juneteenth to represent freedom, but it does not represent freedom. And they are going to commercialize this Juneteenth, the next one anyway. They're going to have all the greats come out and try to entertain us, have them at all the big, whatever the big arenas is in your area, they'll be there. And then they're going to have all of these t-shirts. They're going to make money off of it. That does not represent freedom. See, if black people were free, they would never have to protest. The black athletes wouldn't have to protest. If we were free, we wouldn't have to worry about athletes having items thrown at them. We wouldn't have to worry about our children being arrested by cops. If black people were free, we would be able to say, hey, those black people that you are putting up before the screen does not represent us. And you need to stop it. That's what freedom is. See, they handpicked these people to speak for blacks because not only did the slaves want to be free, but they also wanted to be compensated for all of the years of work, for all of the loss of the loved ones that were killed, for the separation from their heritage. They wanted that too, not just to be free. All right, black folks, y'all are free to go. Where we going? What we gonna do? How we gonna eat? What we gonna live? Those questions come. And with the black codes that they implemented, they made it practically impossible for you to find somewhere to eat, for you to find somewhere to live, for you to find somewhere to work. They made it impossible for you just to stand around. So you were forced back to the plantations, or you better move far away where you are faced with more uncertainty. Do other black people wonder, the people who own my relatives, what are they doing now? What type of businesses might they have? Do the business that they have now, did they get that with the proceeds that they gained from slavery? Do black people ask those questions? And can we sue these people for debts owed? Because as I'm saying, they can't deny slavery. They can't deny it. And now they've admitted that, hey, well, in Texas and a few other states, not only Texas, did they hold slaves captives for years, even after years, because even though they said that, well, slavery is over, what about the little towns and areas that they couldn't reach? They still had slaves. My grandmother had this mark on her foot. When I was about 4 years old, I asked her what it was. And she told me that she got that when she was a little girl working in the field when a cow stepped on her foot. She was not compensated for that. You have black people that have relatives that have died and went on, that left property in these little southern states. And you have these developers and all people that are on the land, extracting the natural resources and not paying the families of the owners of this property a dime. They can find the owners and the relatives or the heirs of that property if they wanted to. But by that time, look how much money they may have made, and when they pay you, it's really nothing. See, I read that they implemented those black codes to keep black people from governing themselves. And the same thing is happening today. Black people are not allowed to govern themselves. So how are we free? You say freedom came on Juneteenth. No, freedom did not come on Juneteenth. Some black people, when you confront them about this subject, well, at least we got something. That something amounts to nothing. We need more than a formal apology. We need more than a holiday. We need more than a picnic or a barbecue one day out the year. What black people need is resources, which we have been denied. And in order to gain those resources, we need money, which has also been denied black people. Hey, I want that check, because I know with money, a lot of the things that I envisioned doing, I could have accomplished with money. But without the lack of funds, hey, it was just an idea. Some of the crazy things I've heard people saying about black people receiving reparations is that they're going to squander off the money. Well, if that is the case, shame on them, but still give them the money, because you never know. The money might change their mentality, and they may not squander off that money. And just by you saying that some may squander off the money does not give you the right to give all of us or any of us the money based on what a few may do. See, Juneteenth should be a time of reflection. These people have to be faced with what their ancestors have done. And they have to realize that they are benefiting from the things that their ancestors have done. And instead of them trying to right this wrong by at least sharing what they have, they want to try to play a mind Jedi trick on us by giving us a holiday, by giving us and themselves a paid day off. Which is, when you look at that, they'll be getting more money because they make more money than we do. That's why I say, because if we were really free, we would have had somebody else in that black caucus that would have brought up, say, hey man, wait a minute. How can you bring up Juneteenth and freedom stuff, which was based on slavery, without bringing up reparations? Because you still failed to pay this debt to black people that you owe. But no, they get black people that are just going to stand up there smiling, sign a piece of paper. That is not going to benefit black people at all. It is not. After the war, black people were kind of sitting around wondering, what exactly are we going to do? How are we going to make it? That's why some went back, because at least they were being taken care of, but now it's just impossible to take care of yourselves. Because all you're going to wind up being is a damn water boy with no benefits. The people are still going to treat you like niggers. And as I'm saying, they structured it to where black people got the lowest paying jobs. And there's no way to get around it. You owe us. I mean, you just owe black people. See, Juneteenth means that we're going to stop working hard for you. We're going to stop being your entertainment. Because that's all they really want black people for, is to be their entertainment. Sing, dance, make jokes, make them feel good on the inside. I do have to commend us as a people for standing the test of time. See, if you people really want black folks to get happy, we want a happy Reparations Day. We want a cut check day. Happy Father's Day to all the black men out there. I know the struggles, but we gonna make it.